Welcome to episode 10 of the Migtown Podcast. As always, I am producer Tim, and with me is Drexel. Say hi.
What's up, everybody?
We made it to episode 10, Drexel.
I know, man. This is the dime right here.
We've had a lot of stuff going on this week. Busy stuff.
Talk about it, man. I hope everybody's been doing well.
We got an email in, a particular email from a particular fan of ours. I'm sure everyone's going to be... I'm excited to get the Ghetto Gaggers in here. Yes, we got an email from the Ghetto Gaggers.
Yeah, buddy.
You know them, you love them. You've probably made love to them a couple of times in your sleep.
Yeah, man, a lot of wet dreams due to Ghetto Gaggers. Well, you know, they run a lot of sites. They was it deaf and degraded, Latin abuse, facial abuse, Ghetto Gaggers. I think they might have like another one. I can't remember.
We'll have to get them to plug all the websites. I don't know if we can actually post those.
Yeah, that's the sad thing, man. To me, if someone wants to post something, they should just post it, right? But like, you know, we got all the censorship and people saying X, Y, and Z, and it's like, to me, if you go into an adult space, you should be free to talk about adult shit without having to worry about anything or anybody. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. And as a programming note for those listening, we have the official Migtown website, Migtown.show. That's where you get everything unfiltered. So if for some reason this video gets taken down because they're like, oh, we don't like you posting links to adult websites in your video descriptions, don't worry about it. I'll put it back up. I'll leave out the links. You can find the links, Migtown.show. All of our episodes are there. You can find the listings of the bonus episodes. Of course, you need to be a Patreon subscriber in order to download the bonus episode. But you'll get the listing there and a quick preview of what is in there. We also have the contact info for the show on there as well, along with the release schedule. So the website promises that we will be getting a P.O. box soon. It'll happen. Don't worry about it. First things first.
Yes, indeed.
But yes, if you want everything unfiltered, go to Migtown.show. There we host the regular episodes of this podcast through our content delivery network, Libsyn. Shout out to them because they don't really censor. I mean, you have to really, really, really be bad to get censored by them. Anyways, what did you bring in for us today, Drexel?
Well, today is it's something that's been on my mind lately. And it's the topic of hypocrisy. And it is very important because there's just been a little too much of it going around lately. And, you know, if you are one of those people who has their eyes open, you've been seeing it all over, right? And so I wanted to start today by first going over the very definition of hypocrisy, right? So when we go to the Merriam-Webster dictionary, the first definition that pops up is a feigning to be what one is not or to believe what one does not. And then it has a colon, right? And it says behavior that contradicts what one claims to believe or feel, right? And of course, they have the general definition, which is just the practice of claiming to have moral standards or beliefs to which one's own behavior does not conform, a pretense, right? And I want to start with that because
that sounds like every senator that gets busted in one of those gay bathhouses.
Right. Toe tapping. So the reason why I brought this up was because the issue is this. We all do it, right? Everyone has a point of hypocrisy in them. You know, that's just the way human beings are designed. I mean, you could be pro something and then you get put into a tight situation. And you compromise your beliefs or something to a certain degree, right? But the thing I want to focus on today as I take on hypocrisy is that it's the hypocrisy that ruins lives and hurts society at large. That's the real issue. Because if someone says, hey, I did a little of this or that, and it doesn't really affect anyone but yourself, I guess you can kind of say you're lying to yourself. But when you start doing things that are just a little too big, it's an issue. And an example of large-scale hypocrisy is the whole GameStop thing, right? So we look at the GameStop situation, and people realized, oh, so this is that classic age-old rule for thee, not for me. And when people saw it play out in real time, they're like, oh shit. So the elites have a set of rules. Basically, it's rigged for them to win, right? But when you try to say, hey, I'm going to do, it's kind of like the casino, right? The casino is a prime example. Oh yeah, everyone's welcome. Anyone can come to casino, spend money. Yeah, you have a chance to win. But if someone is a card counter or something and they go, oh, hey, I learned how to beat the system. Oh, no. You're not here to win. You're here for us to take your fucking money. That's a problem. Right? And I didn't put down who sent me the screen grab of there was a little thing that showed the babysitters, right? A male babysitter came to babysit a woman's kid, and they're trying to hit the dude up for child support. Well, she was asking about it, and I just couldn't help but roll my eyes. I just wanted to point that out because I thought that was ludicrous. But we see things out there in society, right? Shout out to everyone who has learned of the Twitter handle, women posting their L's online, right? Because that shit is fucking real. Because these bras are taking serious L's, right? And so I think one of the biggest examples of hypocrisy is, I would say, it's women's dating profiles. Now, someone could say, but guys do it too. Men understand very early in life that the rules that govern men are the polar opposite of the rules that govern women, because you're going to be held accountable for everything you do as a man. So a guy's dating profile, you're not going to see a guy who's 500 pounds be like, well, I'm only attracted to hot, perfect 10 models, and that's all I'm going to. No. He knows, hey, if I look like a slob, I can't expect to get a hot chick unless he's rich, of course, right? And the slower behavior that women are doing, right? All these TikTok challenges, all of that nonsense, right? As you look at that, these are the same women that come back later doing the whole, where have all the good men gone? And one of the things that they always say, right? So what's happening is they are doing things that they know hurts their market value. It hurts their relationship potential. Yet they do it and then expect you to just go ahead and buy that anyway, right? And get on bended knee. And of course, as you guys have seen, there's lots of chicks out there that are starting to realize, oh shit, I fucked up. Because being a slore doesn't have a great end game, right? And so I want to start off with the issue of narrative, the media coverage of certain things, okay? And when the media covers things, they do it in a way that has to fit a narrative. So I don't know if any of you guys heard about the Chad Wheeler situation, and he's the lineman who put hands on his he's a white guy who put hands on his black girlfriend, and he thought he beat her so bad and she was laying there lifeless. The dude thought she was dead, and his reaction to thinking that she was dead was to sit down and start eating, because that's what you do, right? And the media kept quiet on this matter. And as we know, everyone, I can say Chad Wheeler, people go, who? But everyone knows who Ray Rice is, right? You know what I'm saying? There's all Greg Hardy. Remember, now someone can say, well, Drex, there was a video of this. No. But Greg Hardy, when a black athlete gets in trouble for anything, they make sure that's front and center, right? When Ray Rice had to go ahead and put hands on his wife. And people forget that she would put hands on him first, because they were initially both charged. But of course, the DA drops the charges against the fiance at the time. The name is Janae Palmer. Now her name is Janae Rice. And for the swirling community, right, those divestment German shepherds, what you get from them, do you know what it is, Tim? Fucking crickets. Okay? I need a cricket sound effect on this fucking thing. Because all you hear from German shepherds in the divestment community, the swirl community, is black men don't protect us. Black men are horrible. Black men put hands on black women. And as soon as Brad puts hands on them, crickets. They don't say one goddamn word. See? Hypocrisy. And the issue, we're going to go to something real deep right now. One Jeffrey Epstein. And we all know that scumbag, don't we, Tim? Everyone knows about Mr. Epstein. Well, Mr. Epstein is special. Because, see, something happened with Mr. Epstein today that came to my attention. And this is from our man, Awooo. He sends me this article that is just Beautiful. From the Daily Mail. And there's an exclusive tag on it. This is never before seen photos show pedophile Jeffrey Epstein cuddling a sleeping young girl on his lap on board his private jet after spending a day at Disney World with unsuspecting families. Now, I could go into this article, right? I could. But do you know what? Why don't we talk about shitty parenting? Okay? Shitty parenting. Because the same people who claim Epstein is X, Y, and Z, and let's face it, they certainly would come after certain people, right? If you were a not so rich guy, they would go ahead and come after you, right? But when you're connected like Jeffrey Epstein, the rules don't apply to you. Hypocrisy. That's the hypocrisy of the justice system, right? So here's Epstein cuddling up with little girls and shit, and somehow that's okay. No, it's not fucking okay. Okay? It's not. See? And when I hear these stories that people try to, they downplay certain stuff and everything, I always challenge people, Tim, because, everyone tries to get on people for X, Y, and Z. I said, well, then go ahead. Show me a story where something says, yeah, Drex did X, Y, and Z. And I'm not one of those self-righteous dudes. I'll get it right on here and go like this. Yeah, I did this. So what? Right? So what? I am who I am. Like, at least I'm honest.
Did you go down to Colombia to blow a girl's back out?
Yep.
See how easy
I'll finish before you even fucking finish. Yep. So, and this is the thing. For those of you who didn't catch when we had Miss Columbia on, shout out to her, by the way. When you asked the question, and I'll let Tim answer this on her behalf. Tim asked a very, very, very great question. He said, Miss Columbia, what is your favorite quality that you like about Drex that makes you like him? And what does she respond with, Tim?
I can't believe she said your degeneracy.
Yep. She said this fucker is a straight up degenerate, right?
You were made for each other.
And I couldn't help but laugh because at the end of the day, you know me, Tim, I'm open about who I am.
Yeah.
No one's ever said, yeah, I'll tell you one thing Drex is a liar. I have never heard someone say that shit.
Yeah, no one came out of the, anyone listening to the Miss Columbia, which the live recording available for $10 at the Patreon or Subscribe Star level. Anyone who listened to the live recording knew that Miss Columbia did not at one moment say that Drex is a different person on this show than he is in person. No, It was all the same thing, consistent all the way through. Although she did call him out on the Wesley Snipes thing.
I had to troll her. I couldn't help it. I had to. Well, the funny thing is, though, is that when we had Miss Columbia on, she said something I think is very revealing. And it's the reason why I have issues with dudes like bitch made ass fucking Q, right? Hypocrites. Do you remember when the question was asked, Tim? Do you remember her answer when I said, would you call me an asshole? And what did she say, Tim?
I can't.
The answer was yes. I am an asshole, right?
Yeah.
And then she followed that by
she said she's my asshole or something.
I am her asshole.
Yeah, you're her asshole.
Yeah, we're gonna get that on a shirt. Don't worry. And the reason why that was so important, I'm her special. Yeah, I'm her special asshole. Thanks, Koopa.
Sorry, the reason there was such a delay there, you caught me just as I got up to go grab some whiskey.
Of course. Well, I just thought that it was very telling because, people think that like, now I've told you this and I've told people out there, I am very, very perceptive of the way men are around women. And someone's, me, Tim, I've always openly said, I don't like to hang around dudes because I know how dudes are. And I know how dudes are once women are around. They will sell you down the fucking drain, i.e. bitch made ass fucking Q on that silly ass marriage stream, right?
Yeah.
So what ends up happening is when you're around a woman, you can really get an example of how a man really is. Because does he suddenly become a simp? No, I don't. So there she is, Miss Columbia, straight up sitting there saying it. We had J Love on. She said it. People who know me know. I am the same dude off stream as I am on stream. This is not an act. This is not some of the, you hear these guys like the Rush Limbaughs of the world. They say something and then they find out all this personal shit. Like, oh, you're really this. Ellen DeGeneres. Remember that during the summer? All of a sudden the allegations came about how she was treating people. See if you ever find out that I've ever mistreated people in my private life. Doesn't happen. I'm respectful. I'm all that. Yes, we can have some fun, talk some wild shit, some degenerate shit, and it's all good. We keep it moving, right? But there's clearly defined lines. But back to the issue of more hypocrisy that we see in our culture, I want to talk also about family failure, right? And for those of you guys out there who are, let's say you're like in the marriageable age, right? There's a certain age where I think if we were talking to most guys, I would say most parents and aunties and uncles, and they try to press you into marriage somewhere between maybe 25 to 40. It's kind of like the age that they start to pressure men. Like, yeah, you need to get married. Why aren't you getting married? You just need to find a nice girl, sit down and get married. And there's a problem there, right? Because these are the same people that are either ignorant to the laws and the culture at large with, these hoes are getting ran through on TikTok videos, right? It's either that, or if you ask them, you go like this. Okay, how about this? If I get married, mom, in the event of my divorce, if I end up getting divorced, will you pay all the alimony, child support, and blah, 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 division of assets? Are you going to do that? They look at you like you're fucking crazy. No. Okay, so there's no protection for me, right? You just need to find the right girl. And I've seen people who have been divorced, right? Mm-hmm. Talk to anybody who's been divorced. You just need to get back out there and try again. No, you don't. Okay, you don't fucking try again. Damn it. Do you know what the statistics are on second marriages, third marriages? For those of you guys who didn't read the news today, Pamela Anderson, yeah, that used up old fucking thought, also a product of Canada, if I recall, right?
Hey.
I know. You guys, I gotta troll you guys.
World.
I gotta troll you guys. That bitch is on her 5th fucking marriage. 5th.
Also, man, you are blowing the microphone right. Wait.
Look, man.
The microphone is somewhere beside the GameStop stock. Oh God, fuck me. The GameStop stock. It's halfway to the moon, man.
It's unreal. It's unreal what I see. Oh yeah, someone put Hep C Anderson, dude. Pamela Anderson. Let that sink in, guys. Is on
Pamela
her 5th.
Anderslut. By the way, if anyone's ever heard of Tripping the Rift, it is one of my favorite shows ever. Yeah.
Dude, there's just something about the very nature of family members telling you, look at their advice that they give you, right? Look at the advice that family members give you. Yeah, I saw that. Look at some of this advice they give you guys, right? They want you out there, right? They want you out there dumb, right? And then they want to console you when shit hits the fan. There are men out there that take their own lives after divorce, especially middle-aged white men, I believe is like the highest rate of suicide other than the trans community. And you start looking at that.
Shout out to our trans friends out there. Thank you for killing yourselves.
Yeah, for real. I mean, but a lot of those people are mentally ill. I talked to Cress about that off stream. We had that conversation. She was saying like a lot of these people are just mentally ill, and they go to that, and then of course they wind up all fucked up.
Yeah, they like there's a group of people out there that have a lot of things going on in their head, and they think the surgery is going to fix it.
Correct.
And that's not just exclusive to trans people.
Yeah.
Anyone who gets plastic surgery, there's a very high percentage that are trying to deal with mental problems with their physical body.
Correct. Yeah. All it is a physical manifestation of a deeper issue, right? Whether it be psychological, emotional, whatever, even spiritual. And these are serious issues out there. And I always tell people that, I've gone in on men of the past. I need to go on their fucking punk asses yet again. Okay. Hypocrisy, family structure. The men of the past failed the boys and men of today. Okay. And so have the women. So have the women who became single moms and raised beta males and then turn around and go, how come there's no real men? How come there's no strong men? Because you turn them into little fucking pussy. They're little pussified eunuchs. That's what most of these boys are now. When I look at a lot of these young dudes, these beta simp cuck manginas, they have that little doe-eyed look like, I don't know what I'm supposed to do in life. Where did that come from, Tim? It came from weak fathers, if there was a father at all, and single mothers, right? And the dudes of the past, do you remember back when there still was a nuclear family? There was a nuclear family. They were all hypocrites. They didn't tell you, yeah, son, when you get married, you know what, man, the sex goes way down, if at all. Most married couples are just actually roommates. This is a fact. Do you know that, hey, Tim, have you noticed all the women that we've had on that we've talked about married men, behind closed doors, what really goes on, right?
Yeah.
And we had Miss 007 who is in the process of a divorce, and they all say the same thing, right? Yeah, there's a percentage of there out there who have decent marriages, small percent, but most marriages basically devolve into being roommates, right?
Yep.
That's what it becomes, roommates, a roommate arrangement, right?
I am the 1%.
But here's the problem. The same people who are actively in these kinds of relationships, right? And they go, man, I wouldn't. And if you ask them, hey, man, would you want someone that you love or care about to be where you are in this situation? No, I wouldn't want that. They'll say that, and then they turn around and, you need to get married. You need to. What? Hypocrisy. You guys heard me read the definition. Hypocrisy. Because these people don't actually care about you. It is a very, very, very tough pill to swallow. Tough pill to ghetto gag on. When you find out that the people you thought were supposed to love you and care about you don't give a fuck about you. Because they don't. And I'm tired of this narrative of just because that, you're blood related, that means that somehow someone cares about you, right? And to prove my point, we can illustrate as a flip side to hypocrisy, we can show cognitive dissonance, right? So if you ask somebody, is blood thicker than water? Yeah. Blood is thicker than water. Blood is thicker than water. Bullshit. You need water to survive, okay? Ask anyone who's ever started a business, right? Anybody. And ask them a simple question. Hey, man, would you go into, is it a smart idea to go into business with your family members or friends? You know what they say, Tim? Fuck no. Don't do it.
Hell no.
Hell to the no. What is that telling us, Tim? So are you saying there's a reason why dealing with family members is a bad idea? So you're saying that it's not a smart. So I'm better off either doing it myself or dealing with business partners, is what you're telling me. Yes, that's true. See?
You can go into business with friends, but not best friends.
True. Yeah, true. Yeah, if someone is your friend, like you have a skill set, they have a skill set, the skill set complements each other, and you guys have an idea. I think that, yeah, you're right. I believe that does work. Depending on what the situation is. But one thing I will say that seems to get in the way of a lot of friendships, it's women. It's women. It gets in the way of a lot of shit. Yep. It gets in the way. Look at the Beatles. Man, shit was going along real good, right? Till Yoko Ono shows up. You see what I'm saying? And that's a problem. The family structure and the hypocrisy of the family is a problem. You can ask anyone that's listening. I want you to ask yourself this question. Who looks for a free ride? Who feels more entitled? If you opened a business selling shirts, do you know who would feel entitled to your fucking shirt? Would it be a random customer who just walks up and goes, hey, that's a nice shirt. How much? And you say $10. They don't try to ask you, can I get it for $6? But you know who does do that shit? Your family and friends. Your family pulls that bullshit. See?
This is actually a big problem in ethnic communities. I've heard this before, where especially in ethnicities where the family unit is more powerful than the business unit. This is I can't think of any specific examples, but I've heard before that in ethnic communities, if one of them gets successful in business, all of the family members immediately start mooching off them.
Yep. But here's the thing though. Now, Tim, could you ever just open up a business, get some, like if Bezos starts Amazon, random people don't walk up expecting free shit from him, right?
Well, Michelle sure did.
Well, I mean, so you mean his wife, ex-wife, Mackenzie?
Mackenzie, sorry.
But hold on, but you're killing me. Oh, who you have on your mind tonight?
I'm telling you, I don't ever remember anyone's name.
You're unbelievable.
I have the worst memory for people's names.
Terrible. Well, here's the thing about Mackenzie, though. The one thing I will give Mackenzie is that at least she did do something in the early days of Amazon. Because from what I've heard, she actually was holding her own weight back then, of course, right? We don't, she didn't help him become the richest man in the world. I promise you that. But it's just one of these things, man, where I keep seeing the hypocrisy play out over and over and over again. And there comes a point where you just kind of look around like, does anyone else see this? Is anyone going to say anything? And you're always waiting for it, right? And what do you know what you hear, Tim? Crickets, right? The beauty of all this hypocrisy is that, we see this in the workplace following, you guys have seen some of those articles that say like, the MeToo backlash, right? But isn't that blatant hypocrisy? You can't say, oh, well, I can accuse you of anything, anytime, and there's nothing you could do because believe all women. So then a guy goes, okay, well, let me not be around you because I don't want to get my life ruined. No! And then what do they say? Lean in. Wait a minute. That's being a total hypocrite, dude. You can't talk out of both sides of your mouth, right?
Unless you're Jean Chrétien.
Yeah, right? It's just the bullshit. By the bullshit.
Way, shout out to anyone who knows who Jean Chrétien is.
Never heard of that clown.
Well, French name, right? So take a guess. Shall we say along the lines of Pierre Trudeau?
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, Jean Chrétien was a former Prime Minister of Canada. But I think he had a form of palsy, and so he couldn't talk properly. So he always talked out the side of his mouth.
Well, there's a couple of articles I want to get to that people have sent in. I want to make sure I give proper credit where credit's due. One of you guys sent me this article, and it's great. And I'm gonna have to go back and see who sent what. But you guys sent me the article of a warehouse orgy with 100 men and women raided by police for breaking coronavirus rules. Right? This story is funny to me because as I'm looking at this, you read that headline, you go, huh? And this
Putting
is from
the blue in blue balls.
Yeah, right. And this is coming out of the UK, the Mirror, right? Written by some clown.
Fucking course, it's the UK.
Yeah, of course. But this took place in Paris. The story is written by the UK, but it took place in Paris. And it says up to 100 people who took part in an illegal orgy in France have been slapped with fines after the event was broken up by police. Officers raided the warehouse in Collegien, a suburb of Paris, on Friday night following reports of men and women meeting for the so-called Libertine Party, which breached COVID-19 regulations. 3 people, believed to be organizers, were arrested following the event. The orgy infringed the current 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. curfew across France, aimed at curtailing the spread of the bug, right? The event was in breach of the curfew, and there were also problems with masks and social distancing, said an investigating source. Those involved in the Libertine Party cooperated with the police, and there was no resistance to the police. And then, of course, the 9 p.m. raid happened as French President Emmanuel Macron contemplates plunging the country.
Learn your French, man. It's Macron.
No, fucking guy. He's a cook. Contemplates plunging the country into a third lockdown amid 20,000 new COVID cases a day. Now, why did I point out to this? Because it's the little story goes on, right?
Did you know he's married to his grade school teacher?
Are you serious?
You didn't know this?
No, I don't keep up with French politics like that.
So like the only woman that's ever given him the time of day in his life, he just straight up married her right away.
Of course he
And
did.
it was like his old teacher.
Wait, so how old is she and how old is he?
Oh, she's like 20 years older than him.
Oh, and wait, and he was caught with the mistress, right?
Oh, geez, I forget. But Macron is he's pretty young for a politician. He's young for a president.
Mm.
But I think that makes him. I think he's in his 40s, early 40s.
What a fucking.
But yeah,
man.
she looks like a train wreck.
Oh, I bet.
I mean, I would cheat if I had to wake up beside that every morning.
Oh, and by the way, it was Keck who sent me that thing about can you make a male babysitter pay child support? I'm actually looking at the thing right here. So before I get onto this hypocrisy and this orgy, I'll actually read the thing proper. It says, I'm a single mom going to college with my sister. We currently rent an apartment together. A couple of weeks ago, I asked my neighbor, a trustworthy guy, if he could watch the kids for 2 hours while I went to class and my sister wasn't home. And he agreed. If he babysits and doesn't accept pay, can I sue him for child support because he took on a fatherly role? I'm sure I can convince a court that he accepted a fatherly role. These are your women. Thanks to you, Keck7Go. And this is where we're at in society, man.
I mean, that's what's next, right? We already have courts saying, oh, you have to pay alimony to someone you didn't even marry.
Right? Yeah, and that big case happened in Canada where the guy just dated the chick. And he's like, hey, we never lived together. Pay her. I think he has to pay her like $300,000 a month, some insane amount.
Although he's a millionaire, so fuck him.
Dude, it's still, man. Yeah. Because here's the thing, it sets a precedent.
I mean, if you need to give all your money away, hit me up.
Yeah, right?
Yep, I'll hide your money for you. I'll hide it in a reserve. I would love to see a federal tax officer take one step onto a First Nations reserve and say, hey, that bag of money belongs to me.
Right? It's just a shit show, man. It's a shit show. Well, the reason why the hypocrisy in that orgy, the reason why I brought that up is because they talk about this curfew. And of course, these politicians like Gavin Newsom out in California, they don't follow any of the shit they say because they're hypocrites, right? And the biggest issue I have with the orgy, because I'm a degenerate, is not the orgy. So Drex, what's got you feeling some kind of way about this orgy? So they are so concerned about COVID. They're so concerned, not about taking people's civil liberties, but they're so concerned about COVID. Let me ask you something, Tim. This is for everybody out there listening. So they're concerned about 100 men and women having an orgy and not social distancing and not wearing masks.
How are you supposed to social distance while you're fucking? I think you have to strap on a 27-inch dildo to get that done.
Well, here's my biggest issue with this. You didn't hear a single fucking word this summer during the BLM protests about social distancing, wear a mask. You didn't hear shit, did you? Now, and Tim, do you remember how many people were running the streets after George Floyd? Do you remember? Thousands. Did anyone get fined? Nope. Right? No one got fined, right?
Sure, you can topple a statue of Abraham Lincoln, but what the hell? I can't have my orgy? Man, you got our priorities bass backwards.
So people are okay with this. And I look at this shit that keeps going on, man. I keep seeing it over and over. But remember, the hypocrisy is always one side. It's always one-sided, right? And we know what side is going on, and we know how this works, right? And I got actually a thing here from my man Coop, and shout out to Cooper for sending this. And this one is from Next Shark, written by Ryan General. The headline reads, MMA fighter refuses to take photos with ring girl after being accused of sexual harassment. That's funny. I just touched on this about the whole workplace Me Too thing. So let's dive in for a second, shall we? After being unjustly accused of sexual harassment, South Korean fighter Park Dae-sung has learned to stay away from ring girls. And here we go. It says Park, who won the Road FC, which is fighting championship, 36 $1 million tournament on Saturday in Jangchung Gymnasium, can be seen running away from a ring girl and at one point even shouted, "Don't come," at her during the usual photo taking ritual held after the match. His seemingly unusual reaction stems from a sexual harassment accusation Park got after he allegedly grabbed and touched a ring girl by force at Ring FC Young Guns 31 back in December. Park Dae-sung's controversial actions that led to the sexual harassment claim can be seen here. And of course, there's a little video. The athlete's new behavior is shown below. And of course, now he's doing the Keanu Reeves thing, right? And it says, according to Aykpop, most netizens sided with the fighter, with most commenting on the unfairness of the other ring girl's allegation. And this is yet another example of hypocrisy. Because they're always trying to say, oh, don't exclude women. Don't leave women out. We just want to be blah, 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 blah. And then what happens when you include women? You get falsely accused, right? And when you get falsely accused, your behavior changes. You understand? Tim, if you were going out and about in your daily life, right? You wake up, you go to work, you do your thing, you're doing whatever, you're just a regular guy, right? And you go into the office, and that was Stigas who sent me the warehouse orgy story. So shout out to you. If you're just going and doing your thing, trying to live your life, make an income for yourself and your family, and some random fucking broad accuses you falsely, because they all are. None of these allegations are true, as I've told you guys time and time again. Every single MeToo allegation is made up. Every single one is a fucking lie. Shout out to my man, Minister Jap, for talking about the German Shepard and all the shit that they lie about, because every one of their allegations are all false. And when they come and lie on you, and then dudes fight the case, as Vic Mignogna is doing right now, and lots of other men, right? They fight the case, find out it was all a lie, and then their behavior changes. Like, well, I know what not to do now, right? And do you know what they get for that? They get shame. How dare you not embrace women? How dare you? Wait, so you want me to get just Me Too'd? And so, Tim, now you've known about Vic. Nick has explained things to me. Shout out to Nick Rekieta and Rekieta Law.
Yeah, go check out Nick's channel, Rekieta Law. The archive for his live streams is Rekieta Live. We owe Nick a lot.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. I always shout out Nick Rekieta.
But also, I disavow him because, the whiskey drinking lawyer.
Yeah,
I have no clue. I have no idea who we're talking about. By the way, I wanted to bring in one of Nick's clips. When you're done.
Oh yeah. Well, the reason why all this stuff is so important, man, is that you start looking at what's happening and the way these things unfold. It's just kind of like, dude, Nick has told me how Vic is, and I talked to Vic's mom. And shout out to Vic. Keep your head up, keep fighting. I want the man to work. I know all these bitches are lying. And shout out to Mama Vic. She knows where I stand on this whole thing. Every single one of the cases are lies. Anytime a bitch gets on social media, if she opens up her mouth, that means she's lying. Every single time. Not 38%, 100% of the time. Did she open her mouth? Yes, then she's lying.
I just don't know how any woman could be threatened by Vic Mignogna.
Yeah. But remember, you don't have to be.
Vic Vic did himself no favors with his whole going into the office and being like, can I kiss you?
Did no favors, but at the end of the day, though, if you ask for permission to do something and you are declined, then you're declined, right?
Yeah.
Life goes on.
But who would decline him? Look at that face. Who the fuck would decline him? I bet he's gotten more marriage proposals from men than he has women.
You never know. Well, the thing about that I have with Vic is this. Going forward, let's just say for the sake of argument that, let's just say for the sake of argument that, cons, all these Comic Cons and all this stuff, it reopens, right?
Sluts.
Yeah.
That's a shout out to the Nick fan base there.
Of course. The lemon voice. Well, yeah. The reason why it's important is this. Vic's behavior based on his past experiences now are going to change, right? So Vic is a guy, from what I've heard from Nick, who is very touchy, not in a creepy way, but in a very loving. Like I said, I don't know where some of you guys are from who are listening, but I've been in the Deep South. And in the Deep South, when Nick described Vic's conduct at cons and all that stuff, it is exactly the same as people in the South. That's just how they do. They hug, they kiss. They're very affectionate, right? That doesn't mean they're trying to overstep boundaries or anything, but they're very affectionate. That's just the way they are.
If Dollhouse Phil made a Vic sex doll, every woman on the planet would want it, would want to turn on it. You know what? It would only be one, too. He could only have to make one, and every woman on this planet would want to turn on it.
You know what?
You want to talk about the definition of a fucking hypocrite? It's all of these German Shepherds barking that, Vic Mignogna is this sexual predator. But if they put a doll that looked like him right in front of them,
they go get him.
They'd fucking jump onto that deal.
Yeah, just like the chicks who had Trump grape fantasies. It's all bullshit. But like his conduct will change based on his past experience, and that's why it's so important, because they're going to end up shaming him for not engaging with fans the way he used to. He's not hugging them. He's not doing it. So then when you don't do it, now it's a problem.
Also, Ken Jennings has joined us.
Oh, hey, shout out to Ken. Nice.
Hey,
shout out to Ken Jennings.
We love you, Ken. We're willing to stop the show and say hi and give you some love, man.
Of course.
I love the post you made on Ray Gordon.
Oh, of course. You know what? I'll tell you what I'm going to do just for Ken is I'm going to let him get his time on the show. We're going to have to do thoughts on the couch, right? And Ken Jennings with his work.
I love it.
Ken, this is an open invite to you. When you want to come on the show with your background in clinical psychology and everything, we're going to have thoughts on the couch, right? So these broads out here who have been married 5 times, like Pamela Anderson, who got videos of them performing sex acts, we're going to put them on the couch. These broads who cut themselves, the broads getting face tattoos like Amber Rose. I want you to dissect these hoes, okay? Dissect them. So that's an open invite to you, Ken Jennings.
The problem, though, is that Ken Jennings takes his profession very seriously. Like, he typically needs a lot of interaction with someone in order to start, like, I wouldn't say diagnosing, that's not the right term, but kind of offering observations.
Are you serious? These hoes have everything on TikTok. Selena Powell's friend sucked off 7 Phoenix Suns basketball players, right?
Yeah, but that's just
she got being peed on.
I mean, we all knows that she hates her father and secretly wants to fuck him at the same time. You don't need a therapist to tell you that.
Do you know what her father does? You know what he is? Take a guess what religious denomination he is, because her mother and father disowned her. Just take a wild guess.
Catholic?
Mormon. They don't play that shit. He was like, there's the real Mormons and it's the fake Mormons, right? I.e. hypocrites. There are hypocrites and there are people who actually take the shit serious. Well, apparently her dad and mom took it serious because they disowned her. She worked at the family business. They disowned her ass, okay?
A lot of good that did.
Yeah, right? Well, I mean, she's just going to be a thought, and it is what it is, right? And so when she goes out and slurs herself out, she's going to be saying, we're all the good men, or she's going to start giving MeToo allegations. All these chicks who are getting ran through in their teens and 20s, just wait, y'all. These hypocrites.
You said the Phoenix Suns. Did she get Steve Nash?
No. The only black guys.
Damn it.
Current Suns players. Current.
Damn it. Steve Nash is
Steve Nash is
Canadian basketball player ever.
Yeah, he was great, man. He's a Hall of Famer for sure. Well, in the last case of hypocrisy I want to touch on before we close out the show, and you guys can get over to my main man, Nick Rekieta. This is from Bahan, man. And it's a double article, right? There's an article. This is about a little over a week ago. A Kansas judge says a sperm donor must pay child support, even though the donor says he signed away his parental rights, right?
This is why we keep telling people prenups don't fucking matter.
They don't matter. Hey, look, hypocrisy. Hey, so Tim, have you ever heard someone say, like, the guy who wakes up and says, hey, man, I don't want to get married. And you know what people say? Just get a prenup. If you're so scared, get a prenup. Do you know what I mean? And Nick, I love Nick, but he tried to say that, prenups do matter, right? But he has to know better, man. That this, Tim. Tim, think about it for a second. You're Canadian. The case of that guy who has to pay his ex $300,000 a month happened in Canada, right? And that was without a marriage contract, right? So you can imagine Look at Dr. Dre. Dr. Dre's paying his ex-wife $2 million a month right now. Do you know that?
Yeah.
$2 million a month. So, and he had a prenup. Dude, prenups don't matter. I get tired of people keep saying that. Prenup. No, they do. They do work, Drex. Because at whatever point, what can she say? What hypocrisy can she pull in shifting the blame and accountability? You know what she's going to say, Tim? I signed it under duress. Right?
Yep.
I signed it under duress. He threatened me. At any time, she can pull that shit. Anytime. And the beauty is, because I was going to pull up this thing, is sitting here right in front of me, is that there's a follow-up story. Same man, right? Same man in Kansas, right?
Yeah.
It says Kansas judge. It says Kansas judge rules sperm donor not on the hook for child support. So you got to think about something here, man. You got to think about this shit. You sign a contract. These women say, hey, the women in the government says, hey, you're not on the hook, right? You're not on the hook. Then, and it's usually these lesbian couples, right? Like, hey, the lesbian couple wants to have a child. You guys like my genetics. Hey, yeah, I'll go ahead and donate my sperm, but I have nothing to do with the kid, blah, blah, blah. Cool, I signed my parental rights away, right? Then when the relationship between that lesbian couple breaks down, and let's face it, lesbian couples have the highest rate of domestic violence. So shout out to all you lesbian bitches who are beating the fuck out of other lesbian bitches, right? Because they're the real abusers. And the federal government has done an investigation and found out that it is women who are the instigators of domestic violence primarily. Domestic violence are roughly evenly split between heterosexual couples, right? But when it comes to who instigates the domestic violence, it is overwhelmingly the women. Thus, is it any surprise that it is lesbian couples that have the highest rate of domestic violence? But going back into my issue of hypocrisy, because they always say man bad, right? Man bad. They never talk about this. Why? Because it doesn't fit the narrative. Going back to what I started the show with, the narrative. It always has to fit a narrative. Okay? In a gynocentric clown show, freak fest, fuck world that we live in, everything has to have a narrative. Identity politics. Bullshit. It has to fit into these boxes. Okay? And the box always proves hypocrisy. And when I look at this poor man who decided to talk about his experiences and how, they try to put him on the hook for child support, and you have to go get appeals and all that. You got to pay for that. Okay. Oh, yeah. So for any of you guys out there saying, well, but Drex, he won in the end. No. Men don't ever win when there's something that involves the court system. Okay. The amount of money this man probably has, he doesn't get that money back. Okay. The women aren't held accountable. They get advocates and all kinds of groups to pay for their shit, right? They don't have to pay for anything. Hypocrisy, right? We're all equal, but one group gets to get anything they want from the government. One group does not, right?
Yeah. By the way, for anyone who knows, when Nick covered Maddox's lawsuit against Dick Masterson, that complete joke of a lawsuit, that cost Dick $42,000.
Ooh.
To defend.
Ooh.
That absolute trash dumpster fire of a lawsuit cost him and it got thrown out for lack of jurisdiction. They didn't even make it to prelim or discovery, which means he would have had to pay a lot more if it went further. Right? Now, Dick did hire a very expensive lawyer, but still.
It's sad, man. It's sad. I said that was the last story I was going to get to, but I forgot. There's something that, something that's too juicy for me to neglect.
Well, also, I get that Ken says that you have to use a clinic in order to get protection of law, but it's one of those instances where the law is not keeping up with common sense.
Common sense ain't that common, y'all. Well, there's actually, I know we have a lot of male viewers, and to my female viewers, I want them to just do better, be better, and inspire other women to be better. Because the marriage rates are in the shitter. Western civilization is on the verge of absolute total collapse, but it is what it is. But there's a story that came across my desk, right, that I had to speak on. I had to.
Came
because
across
I
your
think
desk. What are you, a newscaster at CNN?
I know, right? This came across my desk. And this is something that I think is going to be the ultimate wake-up call to show you that we have reached, well, hold on. We've temporarily reached peak clown world.
Jordan Valinsky, I have not forgotten about you.
Oh.
I will cuck you, and whatever girl, I will cuck you. I will bang whatever girlfriend you have.
You ain't getting one, man. Well, there's an article from the New York Post, and I know we got people listening in, what did you say, 63 countries, whatever. I want people from every single country to hear this bullshit, because this to me is the absolute like bow tie on this 10th episode, and me covering hypocrisy. This is going to make you just shake your fucking head and just have the jaw drop. This is from the New York Post, written by Hannah Sparks. I want you guys to get a load of this bullshit. This is how we're going to close this shit out tonight. Bumble, yes, that's the dating app. Bumble will ban users for being fat-phobic or transphobic. Let's go on the article. Dating app Bumble is putting the kibosh on body shaming. The company announced Wednesday that the app would begin throwing out members caught using, quote unquote, language that can be deemed fat-phobic, ableist, racist, colorist, homophobic, or transphobic, quote unquote. The new restrictions will apply to users' direct messages as well as those with profiles that openly discriminate against different body types. Body shaming is not acceptable on or off of the Bumble app, quote unquote, a statement from Bumble reads. For those who may not know, body shaming means forcing your opinion of a good body onto others. An algorithm has been set up to flag words and phrases associated with body shaming, then assessed by a live moderator, according to The Guardian. Warnings will then be sent to users at their first offense, along with sensitivity training materials, before being banned entirely. The Austin, Texas-based company wants to foster, quote unquote, a kinder, more respectful, and more equal space on the internet, said Naomi Walkland, who runs Bumble's overseas marketing division. Key to this has always been our zero tolerance policy for racist and hate-driven speech, abusive behavior, and harassment. A 2016 survey by Awooo Plus, a dating app for plus-size women, found that 71% of 1,000 users who called themselves curvy had, quote unquote, had also been fat shamed by men on other dating apps. Now, notice the word curvy can mean a lot of things to a lot of different people, right?
So can the word fat shaming.
Yeah. All of this is all bullshit because, as we know, don't worry, I'm going to get to the real crux of this whole issue.
Oh yeah, I know you're getting to the hypocrisy of it.
Oh yeah. Well, I know that you guys are like listening to me and already realizing just how much hypocrisy all of this is, right? Because as we know, TFM would always say to women, words are magic spells, right? So when that's why a woman wants to know, are you 6 foot or are you not? Right? Are you 6 foot or are you not? But when you ask them, they always use words. I'm curvy. I'm thick. That can mean a lot of different things to a lot of different people. But everyone knows that 6 foot, that's something you can measure, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's tangible. So the article goes on. The women that call themselves curvy, right, had also been fat shamed by men on other dating apps. More broadly, a 2020 Pew study found that 33% of women on dating apps have been called an offensive name by another user. Fans of women's... Yeah.
Wait, so only a third?
Only a third. This is just the study, right? Now, hold on. This is where it gets great.
I thought it would have been higher.
Well, remember, it's just what they admitted to, right?
Yeah, but women never pass up a chance to play the victim, especially in an anonymous survey.
Oh, of course.
Like, if only 30% said, I've been called a mean name by a man before, I'm like, okay, so we know that the number is actually lower than that.
Of course. I mean, you never know how these things turn out. But the thing goes on to say, fans of women-centered app Bumble, which urges lady users to make the first move, quote unquote, say the move is another reason why they love the company. I'm very interested in seeing how this works and also extremely, all caps, happy to see it launch, tweeted music journalist Courtney E. Smith. Some are calling for other dating apps to take note. Maybe Grindr could follow suit. That app is a cesspit of toxicity around the body and race, said one fan of the change. Okay. Okay. Okay.
Man,
Once
they couldn't stop at the gay marriages, right? They couldn't
Nope.
stop imposing their version of marriage on gay guys. Now they
That's
want to go
right.
after their app too.
That's right. And they are heterosexual shaming, right?
Yep.
And let's go down all the ways that this is complete bullshit and hypocrisy. So Bumble is a dating app for women, right? For women. So that women make the first move. But they want to control, right?
Yep.
Okay. So women have to message the man first. Cool. You got all that power, ladies. Because women don't actually possess the ability to be charming, witty, all that. They also the message is kind of like, hey, sexy. That's as far as they. And then do you know what happens? The dude then replies and has to do all the work that he would normally do if it was on a regular dating app, right? Fair enough. Now, let's get to the real crux of this issue. So they're trying to impose their whole body standards on people, right? Trying to control what people are attracted, what men are attracted to, right? Let's face something. When it really boils down to it, body type. Who judges harsher, men or women? I say it's women. Because women are the ones always shaming guys for not being tall, right? So heightism. He's
and
broke.
That's the thing. You can control your weight to most extents.
Correct.
Right?
Well, men, as a general rule of thumb, Tim, men are hard on women or more preferential toward women on all the things they have total control over, right? Their attitude, they control. Their weight, they control. Like think about it. Their looks, right? Like you can go out to the gym, you can do all kinds of things, right? They have control over that. But with women, a lot of times, a lot of things that women judge men so harshly for, they can't control. No one can control what color they are. No one can control what height they are. That you're the height that you're born in. That's just the way it is.
I'm telling you, I will go to India and get my femur lengthened.
It's total bullshit because here you have a site for women, and you guys should know because it was in Austin, Texas. That's really all you need to know. Austin, just in the story. The reason why that you're hearing all these changes is because remember, this is a woman's site, but the women are losing. That's really what it boils down to, right?
Women posting their L's.
Yep. And this is where we're at, y'all. Is because now remember this though. They said you can't be fat-phobic or transphobic, right? So, hey Tim, let me ask you a question. This is for everybody out there who's listening. Have you guys ever in your life heard of a woman who says that she wants a fat guy? I want a guy who's as fat and out of shape as humanly possible. Never. It's never happened. Okay? Never.
Never.
Never. Okay? Hey, so Tim, let me ask you something. Have you ever bumped into a fat chick? And when you ask her what kind of guy she's looking for, what kind of guy is a fat chick looking for?
I don't know. I don't talk to fat chicks.
You shouldn't. However, if you do, guess what? They want guys who are in shape. Hey, Tim, what do skinny girls, what kind of guy do they want?
A good guy. At least that's what they say. That's what they say.
They all want guys in shape because that's the point. So they are body shaming, right? They're being discriminatory, right? Hypocrisy. Oh, and as for the transphobia, if you are a guy on Bumble, you can clap back at women. If a woman declines you because you are a short, fat, bald guy, you just report her to the Bumble overlords and say, hey, I'm a trans woman. I'm a masculine presenting transgendered lesbian, right? Mm-hmm. And she is discriminating against me. See? Because you're trans now, right?
We're going to end up in a society where the state government is going to force people to start dating. It's like, yep, you're not going to be allowed to reject anyone anymore.
Yeah, they're going to say, no, you're required. No, you're not allowed to. No. What does that sound like? You see? And someone said, Koopa said South Korea is already trying to do it. Dude, it's coming. They're going to literally, because the government knows women are worthless, okay? They're just a money pit. They just consume till there's nothing left to consume. Now, when I say women, I mean women as a collective, because I know people always, oh my God, I think Drex is horrible. He's a misogynist. No, I'm saying women as a collective, right? I know there's deadbeat guys, but remember, there's no safety net for deadbeat guys, so it's harder to be one. All the safety nets are designed for women. Thus, you have women who are just, I can just squirt out babies, have sugar daddies, divorce guys, lie on guys with Me Too, and I can just keep getting paid, right? Guys can't do any of it. Okay? That's hypocrisy. So we're going to see how all this plays out. And I just wanted to address that with you guys tonight or today, wherever you are in the world, that we're really at that point where I'm sure that you've noticed this, Tim, that guys are just kind of like, they're just kind of checking out. Have you kind of noticed that, Tim? Guys are just kind of just done. They're just kind of fed up. Like, I'm just done. The dating game, I'm done.
As the listener, you ask, well, what can I do? Well, Drex, does all of this mean that you can't smash? Ever?
Absolutely not.
Absolutely not. But does it mean you need to take very basic steps to protect yourself? Absolutely yes.
Yeah. Dude, you gotta be smart out there, man, because it's getting crazier by the day. And that's why I told you there's going to be a point where, for those of you who haven't heard, the German Shepard known as Kamala Harris is going to take away all the stuff that Trump did and Betsy, Miss DeVos did in the whole Title IX. They're about to take Me Too to epic new proportions on college campuses, right?
Boy, I'm glad I graduated college.
Oh, Tim, have you heard what they're going to do?
Well, you remember what I asked? So if you're one of the listeners of the live show, you remember I asked J-Love if she would send her kids to college, and she's like, "Fuck no, they're going to trade school."
Fuck no, dude, you're done. Duluth model, Brafolo law, Me Too, Title IX. If you have a penis, you are fucking done. Once Killer Cam gets in there and fully institutes, it's gonna be gynocentric Jim Crow, man. It doesn't matter if you're a black man, a white man, an Indian man, a fucking Asian man. These bras will be able to hit you up and be like, oh no, Me Too, you're done. Oh, and for those of you who haven't figured it out, with those of you guys in Detroit, if you are aware of Michigan, just Google dad by default. It's a real thing. That's going to end up happening, Tim, in the dating market, right? Which is what you just talked about, right? They're going to go, no, you're required to be with this fat, ugly land whale. You're going to be like, dude, I don't want her. No. You don't have a choice. We've made the choice for you. See?
What can you do? Yes, absolutely pay us $500 a month for full access to the Drexel Stag Tour.
Yeah. It's getting wild out there, man. I just want you guys to know what's really going on out there, man, because it's getting real in these streets.
The problem with the idea of getting our listeners, especially Nick Rekieta fans, to one of your play parties scares the hell out of me, because I know they don't know how to act.
Yeah, well, remember, I am the biggest advocate for knowing how to act. And as I've told you, Tim, I don't get along well with men in general. In terms of, I'm not talking about on the online space. If we're just talking shit, I don't get along with men when there are women involved. That's where a lot of my personality does not. You're going to see a dark side to me when I have to deal with fuck shit, and that's what most dudes will end up putting on me. Fuck shit, right? Because they're going to end up doing some simp shit or doing something stupid, right?
Yeah.
And then now you've put me in that position. You see what I'm saying? Because most dudes don't know how to act. You know that, Tim. You know, if you put most dudes in a certain situation, right? Orgy, gangbang. There's 5 chicks here walking around in lingerie and shit. What are you going to do? They will find a way to say or do some dumb shit that's going to fuck everything up. And
Wesley
Snipes. Yeah, man, little poo-poos is crazy.
Like that's the thing, is I do not trust I do not trust anyone here to actually hit up your play group and have a play session with you. Because I'm just like, oh man, I'm just going to hear all these stories of how all these people said and did. Like, one guy literally will just walk in with his Magic the Gathering deck. I guarantee to you.
Yeah, they'll do something out of control, and you're like, bro, what are you doing? And our girl Miss Columbia talked about that dude who did something out of pocket, right? With the whole, you try to do some porno scene shit. Like, dude, what are you doing? But that's the thing. Most people don't know how to act. I was always successful with women because I knew what to say and not say, right? And when the time came, I knew, hey man, don't fuck this up. Because most women, do you remember what Miss Columbia said? Remember what Miss 007 said? Tim, do you remember how long she said it takes for a woman to decide whether or not you are a yes or no to get into her pants? Remember how long she said?
It's almost immediate.
Immediate. She said 5 seconds, right? Roughly 3 to 5 seconds. So she's already made the choice. What are you going to do to talk your way out of it? How are you going to fuck up? And that's my issue with most dudes. They say or do shit all the time to fuck up. I'm just like, oh, Jesus Christ. This is why I'd rather just be around women. Because, like I said, if it's all guys, that's cool. I have no problem being around just me and a bunch of the bros. Cool. But I cannot have a bunch of dudes and then you enter a woman. It's going to be a shit show.
If it's all guys, one of them will inevitably say something that's just a little too gay.
Yeah, but here's the thing. You can always kind of like look at them side-eyed and be like, this motherfucker's crazy. And then you can kind of move on, though. You see what I'm saying? Like, anyways, but what you can't do is be like this. All right, yo, bro, man, we're about to get it in. And, we got, okay, prime example, that 100-person orgy, right, in France. You and I both know there were some people out there who were a little weird or something, right?
Yeah.
And then the people who really wanted to do what they wanted to do, I bet you, like, I know how these parties are set up. The people who wanted to be playing with person X, Y, and Z, that's who they played with, right? Because no way you have 100 people, men and women, who all get along well. But what you are going to have is someone saying, hey, I'm here for this, for these people. Cool, you guys go over that corner. I'm over here for this. Cool, you go over to that corner. Because you and I both know, Tim, if there were 100 people, mixed sex, men, women, some people may not be into certain body types, certain colors. That's okay. It's okay to be discriminatory, okay? Discrimination is important. It is necessary to discriminate, okay? Because if you didn't discriminate, Tim, wouldn't you go drink bleach? No, you're like, hey, I don't drink bleach because I'm discriminating against that because it's harmful to me. You discriminate against a fat, ugly chick because that's harmful to you. You discriminate against a dude who identifies as a damn a unicorn who shows up with a unicorn butt plug in My Little Pony cosplay who wants to go ahead and fondle you.
Fuck.
You're like, no, bro, I'm discriminating. I don't want you near me or to touch me. If you want to do something, go do it over there. Okay?
Although, if you are going to discriminate against people, at least learn how to spell it correctly.
Poor little poo-poos. But yeah, that's all I wanted to really get into for you guys tonight. Is I just really want to touch on all the hypocrisy going on because, just really have a good sense of self out there and know who the enemy is, know what forces are against you. That's why I wanted to touch on different aspects, right? Where the news media, the way the family treats you, the way society at large handles hypocrisy. Because I mean, look at that Bumble story that I closed the show with, right? All of those rules are for the men. Women can discriminate against your age, your color, your whatever it is. That's okay, but you can't. And you're starting to see, I hope you guys have figured out who the real enemy is and what is it that they're trying to do. And if you haven't figured out by this point, then you're just fucking lost, man. But that's all I got for you guys tonight, man. That is me taking on hypocrisy.
All right, everyone. Thank you very much for joining us for this very special episode 10. Check out this sweet, I don't even know what kind of music this is. It's smooth music.
It's smooth. Oh, there is one last thing we got to talk about before I get out of here. One last tidbit. Shout out to my girl who sent it to me. This touches my heart. For anybody listening, you guys have known, I have told you for over a year on Nick Rekieta's show that I love my girl, Adriana Chechik, right? I say she's the top 5 porn star ever. Might be the best ever, right?
Yeah.
Do you know where she went to college, Tim?
UM?
Yeah, wrong. Drexel University.
Oh, yeah, that is a real place.
Yep. It's in Pennsylvania.
I actually know someone who went there.
Yep.
I forgot that this is a real place.
It's meant to be. It's meant to be.
It's meant
So
to
I just wanted to let you guys know about that. That my favorite porn star, and there was no AVNs this year. Of course, I would normally be at the AVNs area, which is in Las Vegas. It's in January, and no AVNs. But hopefully next year, hopefully the beer bug shit is done. I would love to get out to the AVNs. I've been invited before. But yeah, man, it'd be great
go there with
to
the ghetto
see.
gaggers.
Yeah, dude, I would. Absolutely, I would.
And now I will play the outro theme, which is the same as the intro theme, coincidentally, just with the opposite fade. But no, what are your thoughts on our intro theme?
Mine?
Yeah.
Oh, I like it. I love it.
It just suits.
It's very smooth.
It suits the mood of the show, doesn't it?
It's so smooth. Well, once we get to 5,000, I'll start. I'm gonna start really hitting it. I'm gonna turn the camera on, and hopefully, I might change my mic so I can actually speak without all these restrictions, because I don't know what the fuck is going on. Every time I talk, someone says, they say, Drex, you're too quiet. You're too this. It's like, dude, these mics don't accept deep voices, man. I don't know what it is about mics. I need to see who actually invents them, because I'm convinced they're a fucking like a guy with like a whiny voice or something.
Yeah.
A
like Jordan Valinsky or a Vic Mignogna.
Yeah, so yeah, come on, man. And I don't know, like like I said, I'm lightening my voice. Every time that anyone has ever heard me speak on the internet, that's me lightening my voice. I'm talking in a lighter tone. And it's still, it's too deep. It's like, oh, Jesus Christ.
Nick has XLR mics too. And so the analog mics with physical mixers are the best type for your type of voice. But again, trying to talk you through setting up an XLR mic with a mixer and then plugging it into a tablet. Yeah, good luck.
Right.
It wasn't gonna work. But anyways, that is all we have for this week. Thanks everyone for listening. Thank you to the live studio audience who joined out. I think this is one of the biggest audiences we've had in quite a while.
Definitely. I like it. I appreciate it. And probably do a quick update on don't stick your dick in crazy. Don't spread your peach for crazy.
Oh, right. I got to fucking get that up tonight.
Yeah, there's actually a couple of stories, man, of some crazy shit. So if any of you guys want to put in, for anyone out there listening, if you want to put up your crazy stories of any story that you've heard around the internet of a guy who stuck his dick in crazy, or a female who got with a crazy ass dude, go ahead and put it in. Yeah, we'll get to some of those stories too the next edition. So peace to everybody, and I hope everyone's doing great. And we'll talk to you later, man.
Stay frosty, everyone.